Welcome back to M&J Incorporated, guys. Today we're doing an amazing hot pot. So, let's get started. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of a different format now. To start off, welcome back. I hope everybody's doing good during the quarantine. I've been doing good myself. So let's get to the ingredients. First, what you need is a traditional broth. And I've got this chicken broth or chicken stock going into a pot with a little bit of ginger already in there. Don't mind using a lot. Next, I've already cleaned off some rice. I cleaned it about 5 or 6 times. And now take your chicken stock. Empty out the whole container and then fill it up with some water. This will not be going into our regular hot pot. So I want it about an inch above the rice for all the water and the juices that are inside of there. Just a little bit more water. Dump some out if you need to. Put your rice cooker on. Plug in. And I have an Instapot. It's a really easy accessing, slow pressure cooker. So I have this rice option right here that I press. It goes like that. I just wait a minute and it should start up. There we go. And now we have our vegetables that we have to turn to. I have a little bit of parsley right here. I'm going to take a few of these stalks off and just throw it right into our hot pot. Some mint. Cool. And then at last minute, I had cut up some green scallions, just the ends off. I like leaving mine whole for the hot pot. This is first time cooking hot pot for me, an at-home situation. Because of the quarantine, we here at M&J Incorporated are currently trying to practice social distancing from people and try to make sure that everybody stays safe. We hope you guys are reaching out to friends and loved ones around your community to make sure that you're living in a better environment. Remember, keeping a social distance during these untroubling times is a great thing to be doing. I hope we here at M&J Incorporated inspire you to keep social distancing alive. And we love each and every single one of you, and I hope you guys are doing great. Now while that's heating up, we just wait a few minutes to let it boil, and once that's done, we could start cooking everything else. So now we're going to add some more things to this broth. I've got this amazing stuff called Dashi. I take a little bit of this. You take a pinch, 2 pinch, 3 pinches. And there we go. Next, we got some handashi, which is a chicken stock or a chicken bouillie almost. They are amazing. Ooh, this is going to taste amazing. I have some ground ginger. Chili powder. Cannot go wrong with chili powder. Sriracha. Lime. And don't mind adding the lime. The lime is what's going to give it its flavor. Worcestershire. Generous amount. And then last but not least, and possibly one more if I forgot it, soy sauce. Now, this is my traditional way of making this broth. Everybody has their own unique ways on how they do it. On Strictly Dumpling, which I'm going to give him credit for this video, you actually gave me the idea to inspire my theme of cooking for this particular one. I was extremely excited to see someone do a live at-home sort of video. So if you want to see his video, I will be leaving a link in the description. So thanks, Strictly Dumpling or Mikey Chen. You are an amazing guy. So now we have it all settling in. I need to let it boil a little bit longer because I raised the boil up so that we can kind of coat the ginger that's in the pot into the flavors with the broth. I find that it makes it taste better if you wait a few minutes to let it boil and just sit there. I know a lot of people don't like seeing this, but the meat quality that my girl and I get is really good. We get short ribs, we have sausages, which always remember, don't eat raw sausages, and we have ribeye. Don't worry, my hands are clean, I just washed them. But one thing you should know is if you're getting good quality meat, you should not have a problem with eating raw beef. Now, I have people who will just throw it in there like this and just stir it around and let it cook a little bit. But I normally am the type that likes to just go like this and eating it straight. There are no bad things on good quality steak. If you have seen people say like you can't eat raw beef, I know people who will take a steak and just eat it raw because that's something that they like. This is a very traditional Asian / Indian kind of cuisine. It has been around for a while. I'm not sure the accurate amount of time of how long it's been around, but it's, from what I can remember, it's been around, I think, even earlier than the Vietnam War. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but from my statistics, that's what I can remember at the moment. I have this rice seasoning too. I love this stuff. It's amazing stuff. You can add it to your rice and you can add it to your broth. It has such a variety of things like sesame seeds, seaweed. Oh, which reminds me. If it wasn't for my head being attached, it would have fallen off a long time ago. We have seaweed. So what I like to do is just kind of crumple it up. And throw it right into the hot pot. You see, everything that I do is kind of how some of the population likes to do it. I like to let it sit in there and let it wait. I will put large sums of meat into the pot and just cook it off that way. A lot of people traditionally doing that. You see, when you toss in your meats, you actually want it to be very short. Now, these are going to take a lot longer to cook, so I'm going to add these 2 sausages into the pot as well. The reason why we want to do that is because for the longer meats, you can put them into your pot and just cook them for how long it is that you want to cook them for. You don't want to let them just cook for like 3 seconds like this meat that I have right here. This meat takes like 3 to 5 seconds to just cook. As we can see, the rice is cooking and it should not be that long. About another 10 minutes or so, I would say. I have a bunch of great ingredients. And like I said, there are some ingredients that are not as long as other ones. One thing that I do is I always leave a bowl right next to me for certain things. You want to cook these last. Here I have like a bunch of noodles, but you want to save that for the end so that when you're done cooking all your meats and having all your steak and stuff inside of there, then you can have the broth as sort of a soup. And that's why you always have a bowl with you, because you'll take this, ladle up yourself a spoon, and just eat the soup. It tastes really good, and it's amazing when you can start to just mix and combine certain things. Now we have time to prepare a dipping sauce. In my fancy container, not the greatest container ever, I know, I add a good amount of sriracha, a small amount of wasabi, ginger, just a little bit of lime, hoisin, and here I have wakame sauce or oyster sauce. Have fun with ripping open your bags. Don't feel like a child when you're doing it. Don't be afraid to add it. Don't. Just a splash of soy. Told you. Just a splash. Take your chopsticks. Oh yeah, that's right. And now we're ready to have the hot pot. So the broth is boiling perfectly right now. You take your choice of meat, dump it in, and eat. Oh my god, that tastes so good. Now let's try some with the sauce. This is the short rib, guys. Ooh, just a little pink. Oh my god, yeah, that's perfect. Ooh. And just mix it up a little bit. You see, you don't really need plates for this. This is more of a sit at the stove or around a table and just eat it right there. Oh man, that's so good. Now for some fun parts. I have potatoes right here. Take your potatoes, put them in there. So we will be getting back to you once these potatoes are done, and we'll see you in a minute. Also when the rice is done. So we just finished the rice right now. And so I'm going to plate up a bowl of rice for myself and my girl. Right here. Now with this is my famous homemade chicken stock rice. You have the chicken stock, you have some salt, got a little black pepper, garlic seasoning, our rice seasoning. So right now I've been having this broth just boiling here. I've been keeping it on a medium-high heat, roughly. A lot of people do it like this because it's the most convenient. Take the meat. Put it on top of the rice. With your rice ladle, grab some of the broth and just pour it right on top. And that is how you make a perfect hot pot. Guys, we're gonna eat this. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We hope you like and subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook.